Shreyasa Vijay and you're watching Ritam. Every year, we reminisce about the father of our constitution, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, on his death anniversary. But there are so many aspects of his life that have never come to the fore. Here's a look at his remarkable journey that was marked by relentless efforts to eradicate caste-based discrimination and promote social justice. B.R. Ambedkar, as many know him, was a prominent Bharatiya jurist, social reformer and politician who dedicated his life to the upliftment of the marginalized and oppressed sections of society. Born on April 14, 1891 in Maho, Madhya Pradesh, he belonged to the Mahar caste, facing social discrimination and prejudice from an early age. Despite the discrimination he encountered throughout his life, Ambedkar never let it hold him back. Instead, he went all out in dedicating his life to uplift the marginalized and oppressed in society. His story is not just about challenges, but also about resilience and unwavering commitment to making a difference. Interestingly, he became the first person from his community to pursue higher education, earning a degree in economics and law from the University of Bombay and subsequently completing his doctorate from the London School of Economics. He surely wasn't just making waves in his community, he was making tidal waves. Not many are aware about the fascinating tapestry of Ambedkar's life story. So, let's buckle up to take a deep dive into Baba Saheb's groundbreaking initiatives, bold moves, and a relentless pursuit of social justice. We will also be joined by various experts and analysts who will be helping us to get more profound understanding about Baba Saheb Ambedkar life. It is not untold that Baba Saheb Ambedkar played a pivotal role in framing the Constitution of India, serving as the chairman of the drafting committee. However, besides this, his vision was instrumental in shaping the foundational document that guarantees fundamental rights, equality, and social justice to all citizens. His emphasis was on abolishing untouchability, promoting affirmative action through reservations for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. However, during his childhood, he was a victim of untouchability.
I will bring forth here the fight against the casteism. He was against the untouchability. But to fight the untouchability, he always said, our solution to the untouchability will be within the four walls of this country, that is India, Bharat. The nation is always foremost for him. Same God permeates every creatures, not just human beings. He was also probably inspired by Rig Veda, where has been written that in the same family, four brothers can be of four different varna, that is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. It means there was no any high or low status for any varna once upon a time in ancient times.
Baba Saheb strongly believed that temples are places meant for public worship, and the emotions of the entire Hindu community are connected to them. Therefore, it is not acceptable to allow entry for some Hindus while prohibiting it for others. Dr. Ambedkar always acknowledged the prominence of Hindu philosophy, yet he questioned the origin of the notion of untouchability. He pondered why, despite Hindus recognizing a divine presence in every living being, some were deemed untouchable. Not just in Bharat, but the Dalits also became a victim of atrocities in Pakistan that were inflicted on them.
I also must put on record, Baba Saheb was a Hindu to the core. He knew and understood the problems or the contradictions within the Hindu Dharma. But he also knew these contradictions, these problems can be resolved within the four walls of Hindu Dharma. And Baba Saheb, when he was fighting against the untouchability, he took the recourse of even Bhagavad Gita. He said, when Gita does not discriminate on terms of untouchability, how and why we people indulge in this kind of petty or something which is very, very undesirable kind of activities, the chua-chut or untouchability. I also tell that Baba Saheb was very, when he was talking about Hindu Dharma, he always said the fight against the untouchability is not within touchability and untouchability. That is aspreshya and spreshya, or spreshya and spreshya. Rather, it is fight between good Hindu and not so good Hindu.
On October 14, 1956, on the auspicious day of Vijayadashmi, Baba Saheb, with a serene mindset, let go of all bitterness in his heart and embraced Buddhism, holding the entire nationhood close to his heart. Dr. Ambedkar did not deem Islam or Christianity appropriate for those who have been oppressed for a long time, as he believed that such a conversion might cast doubts on their loyalty to nationalism and patriotism.
He did not embrace Islam or Christianity because he knew Islam will be more exploitative for the Dalit community. He could see this from the happenings which was taking place in Pakistan. In Pakistan, the situation or state of the Dalits were very, very pathetic. The women were being raped, men were being killed, and also, of course, religiously converted. So Baba Saheb did not accede to Islam. That is why he understood the fanaticism within the Islam and also the Christianity, because it can be kind of the re-entering into the colonial rule or the British rule.
It is disgraceful when an individual prioritizes their religion or sect over the nation, as it signifies their distorted thinking. Such an approach does not foster genuine nationalism in the country. Dr. Ambedkar firmly believed that our loyalty to nationality should be unequivocal and unambiguous. Though Article 370, which gave a special status to Jammu and Kashmir, has been abrogated now. However, when it was introduced, Dr. Ambedkar was against it, as he believed that this would break the unity and harmony of the nation. His thinking was that the land of India should remain united from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Peshawar to Rangoon.
I must tell you, Baba Saheb was a nationalist to the core. We should know this. The Article 370 in the Constitution, Baba Saheb was totally against to it, just because this will weaken our nation. This will weaken our unity and integrity.
बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर भारतीयता पर ज़्यादा विश्वास करते थे। बाबा साहब ने पूरे देश को एक सूत्र में जोड़ने का भी प्रयास किया, और आज मैं समझता हूँ कि उसका एक उदाहरण है कश्मीर के रूप में, खास करके कश्मीर के प्रति उनकी जो सोच थी। और आज खास करके शेख अब्दुल्ला और पंडित नेहरू ने कश्मीर को जो एक विशेष सुविधा धारा 370 के रूप में जो दिया, विशेष अधिकार, बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर उसके विरोधी थे। और उन्होंने प्रारंभ में कह दिया था कि इससे देश का हित होने वाला नहीं है, बल्कि देश की एकता में, देश को एक सूत्र में बांधने में, देश की एकता में यह धारा 370 बाधा बन सकती है। इसका उन्होंने पुरजोर विरोध भी किया था। और जम्मू कश्मीर में धारा 370 लगी, और आज उसका दुष्परिणाम हम बीच के कालखंड में लंबे अंतराल तक हम लोगों ने उसका दुष्परिणाम देखा है।
Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was never in favor of the policy of appeasement practiced by the Congress party, including Mahatma Gandhi. This was the primary reason why Ambedkar criticized the Lucknow Pact. However, despite his opposition, as Congress agreed with their initial demands, their demands escalated quickly. Consequently, when the Muslim community asserted their desire for a separate state, it resulted in the division of the country, and Ambedkar's thoughts turned into a harsh reality.
He did not embrace Islam or he did not embrace Christianity because he saw that both of the religions are kind of not very conducive for this country. During freedom struggle, it was all India was trying to be together, their unity was to be brought. But to bring the unity, sometimes some mishappening took place. One of that was the Lucknow Pact. I must tell, Lucknow Pact, when it took place, to bring unity between Hindu and Muslim, Congress and Muslim League, this Lucknow Pact was one step forward in the sense that Muslims were kind of accepted as separate entity in this country. Baba Saheb was never for any appeasement. He was first and foremost, he was a nationalist. And for nation's unity and integrity, he said any casteism, any minoritism, or any regionalism, or any linguisticism, they may have some interests, some rights, but they cannot be above the nation.
After the revolution of 1857, the percentage of Muslims in the Bharatiya army gradually increased. At that time, Afghanistan, a big Muslim country, existed on the border of Bharat. Thus, a scare was always there in Ambedkar's mind that if Muslim nations attacked Bharat, the army, which had Muslims in such a large number, would defend the nation, or will they prioritize brotherhood and allow them to enter Bharatiya borders? Following independence, there was a call for the reorganization of provinces in the country, with language being considered as the criterion. Dr. Ambedkar expressed some concerns about this. He stated that if states are formed based on languages, there's a potential risk of small nationalities emerging in the form of these states.
One of the aspects which Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar touched was the aspect of language. And he had a concern when there was a talk going on that the formation of the states within the nation, within India, when it is going to get independent, should be on the basis of language. He was very much concerned about this fact that if we are going to create states within this country based on language, this in future may give rise to subnationalism, which is not going to be good for the country. Rather, he was of the opinion that one of the Bharatiya languages should be taken as a link language, and that should be a language which should connect the various parts of the country where different languages are being spoken. He had a very high regard for all the Bharatiya languages. At the same time, his love for Sanskrit is, I think, very well publicized and known. He, in fact, had put forward this thought that Sanskrit should actually be the national language of the country. And he has also made this proposal in the Constituent Assembly, in one of the submissions in Constituent Assembly. He said that he always wanted to learn Sanskrit, but because of the education system of that time, he was deprived from learning Sanskrit. But yes, later on, he himself took the initiative of learning Sanskrit, and rather we can say that he actually became a Pandit of Sanskrit, and in fact, he had extracted the text from Vedas and from the ancient scriptures and put it up in his writing in many of the books that he had written.
Baba Saheb was a thorough patriot, humanitarian, devout individual, and a remarkable person of virtuous character. His broad-mindedness found no space for narrow thinking in his generous heart, and whenever compelled by circumstances to assume a role contrary to his principles, he experienced profound sadness. His commitment to social justice and equality earned him the title of Father of the Bharatiya Constitution. Despite facing numerous challenges and societal prejudices, Ambedkar's legacy endures as an inspiring symbol of resilience, intellect, and dedication to the cause of marginalized communities in Bharat. His life and work will continue to influence social and political discourse, serving as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for equality and justice.